Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Paid to Trade. Thanks for joining me here. It is Wednesday, June 28th. And so today I'm going to be doing a recap showing you just one trade I took and showing you that you can actually just knock out your day, one and done it, just finding one good quality setup. Now, looking at the chart, you can see we have this big move up, and I have these little baby zones drawn out. These are these yellow, little yellow boxes, and we've hit the first one below, and then we did a little bull flag, and we pushed out of that and right up into the next one. And as we went to the next little baby zone, you can see that there was also some kind of a pivot, which is on my far right chart. That pivot's mapped out. So it aligned with that, and it was off by like 5 points or so. So we actually did pass the pivot, but we hit the bottom of that little baby zone, and then we started to, sell off. Ideally, when I started looking at the charts, again, I missed my move, and I was thinking, hey, let's go ahead and see if we get into this next zone. And I was hoping we'd get in there, close in there, and then I wanted to go long towards the bottom of the zone. That was the plan. But we did have this big move up already, so a possible rejection of the bottom of the zone was a possibility. So I just waited, and it rejected it, and then we had a nice little sell-off, and then I waited for confirmation, and we did hit the bottom of the next zone. I actually missed it by a couple points, so I was waiting for a tighter entry. So I was being maybe a little too conservative. So I missed my entry by a few points. That's okay. So I just waited to see what was going to happen, and we did have a nice little reversal candle. So you can see that put in on the 3-minute chart. And so now that that's put in, I'm looking for an entry, below the next candle. So, which would have been the 25 area. And so 25 is usually a big, area that people often shoot for. It's a psychological number. You put your quarters and your halves. So initially I was thinking, okay, well, maybe we'll get like a quick little retest of that. I'm trying to get in as cheap as possible. So at this point, still waiting, and we're starting to push up. So I can see that, we're definitely looking good for a long, but now that we're getting close to that 50 area, I actually want to get in. So I think we're going to, hit that 50 area. And then once we get over 50, I see a nice little push up. And so I am thinking, if that happens, I am going to go long there and just forget about my pullback entry, and I'm looking for a quick scalp, so about 12 points. So I'm going in kind of light. So as of right now, you can see I only have 2 contracts that I want to get in with at if we get a little pullback. I scooted my entry up to, it should be about 28 or 30. So now I got rid of my pullback entry because we're hitting that 50 spot. So my entry is now 51, and so I'm looking for a quick push up, and we're about to get it. So again, I want to just target a quick 12-point scalp for the majority of my contracts, and then I think we're going to end up getting back to the next zone. So that's kind of what I have in the back of my mind. So I'm going to save one just to trail. So that's the plan. And so as you can see, if you look over at the my profit on the far right, just about everything's the same except for one of my accounts. So that account I'm trading a little heavier with. So I'm taking, triple the contracts on that account. So that's why you're going to see that particular one grow a little bit more. So I'm using the Apex trade copier, and with that, it allows you to go ahead and, stack multiple accounts, and you can trade different ratios for each one. So I can, if I wanted to, I could trade 1 contract in one account, 2 in the next, and 3 in the other, however I want. And I can actually also switch to micros and minis. So right now I'm just doing minis across the board. Okay, so looks like we just cleared the first 2. So we got rid of 2 of the contracts, and now we're just waiting. So it's a waiting game. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward so you can kind of see this play out a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, that went through a couple candles here on the 3-minute chart. Had a little bit of a pullback, then we just went sideways. Actually, not much of a pullback, but either way, so now we're getting a little bit more of a push up. And at this point, I'm kind of just rethinking where I want to get out. And so ideally, I think we clear up to the next zone, which we might have by now if I go look at the current charts. So maybe we'll check that out. You know, I just don't want to kind of play this game. I'm actually feeling like I'm done. So maybe that's me just being impatient. But the next, you know, the earliest stop I think is going to be like 91 or 93. So it's the top of the red candle, the giant red candle that you see in the, kind of like in the middle of that 3-minute chart. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe I just want to get out around there. Unless we start to slow down beforehand, then I think I'll just get out, you know, because we're sitting pretty good. You know, we've only been in the trade for, at this point, I think it was, I don't know, like 12 minutes, something like that. So not too long. So you can see I'm scooting down my profit target. And I'm scooting up my stop, so stop's in the green, so no matter what, you know, we end green. This thing is not going to turn red on us, but we have a decent amount of profit. So we're 1K in each except for the larger one, so that one we're sitting at 3. So we started to slow down just a little bit. Now we're probably going to continue at this point, but I didn't want this to go back on me much. I just wanted to go ahead and lock in what I had. And I can definitely be happy with this for the day. That's not a problem. But just goes to show that you can just eye one trade, look for one good setup, and just knock it out of the park. Now, we let this one run. So ideally, if we were just going to do a quick scalp, you know, that would have worked out really nice too, because we got set up for a nice 12-point scalp. Now let's take a look and see what the market's looking like now. Okay, so got the markets pulled back up. This is current, and so right now it's 8:58, so just a little bit longer from where we actually got out. So as you can see, I sold right around here. I think it was 151.81, something like that. I saw some. I was thinking we'd get up to in here, like 91, before we really started to, you know, chill out a little bit. But we actually hit 85.75. So 185.75, and it looks like we turned around just a little bit. Well, it's not turn around, but we pulled back. So that would have been a good entry if we were looking for something to get along with. It just goes along with the top of this little area here. So that makes sense. But either way, you know, got out and done. So we could have been holding, and I think we would have been in decent shape. You know, we could add it on here, but I just wasn't trying to extend the trade. You know, I wasn't feeling it. Plus, you know, knowing what's going to be coming out later, like I said, we might be range bound. So, you know, we'll see what the range is going to be. We might be stuck between these two zones, or maybe this was the top and we'll be stuck in between here for a bit. Don't know. So let me know what you guys think about trading the zones. Maybe you like it. Maybe you think there's a more efficient way. Or if you don't understand it, you'd like to see how I map it out and hear a little bit more about it, let me know. I'll create some more videos about that. Otherwise, if you have a more efficient way, something that you think gives you cleaner entries, I'd like to hear about that too. Otherwise, if you guys are interested in trading multiple accounts like I can with Apex Trader Funding, I do have a link in the description. They're still running their 90% off sale. So if you want to take advantage of that, it's good until July 6th. Otherwise, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video.